Gita, the Gopi's Song of Separation, with commentary by Srimad Bhaktivedanta and Narayana Gosvami Maharaja. Verse 4. Excerpt from Verse 4. O crest jewel of all neutral personalities, we now understand that you, the Super Soul, have taken birth in Vraja, but we cannot understand how or why. Verse 4. Na khalu gopīkā-nandano bhavānakhila-dehinām vikhanasarthito vishvaguptaye sakhadevan satvatam kule. Translation. O friend, it is absolutely certain that you are not only the son of Yashoda, you are also the Super Soul who resides in the hearts of all living beings. In response to the prayer of Lord Brahma, you have appeared in the dynasty of devotees in order to protect the universe. In his commentaries on the second and third verses of Gopi Gita, Srila Vishvanatha Chakravarti Thakur explained the Gopis' accusations and Krishna's retorts. In the second verse, the Gopis said, "Do not incur sin by killing millions of gopis with the arrows of your glances. If someone kills us outright, then so be it. But if we neither live nor die, the intolerable agony we feel is much worse than death itself." Then, in the third verse, they accused him of being a betrayer of their faith. Krishna replied, "You've called me a murderer of women and a betrayer of faith. You said that I want to kill millions of gopis and that if I do not come and meet with you, I will have to suffer all sorts of sinful reactions. Why do you speak such cruel words to me? I cannot bear the anguish such piercing words cause me. I'm leaving this place immediately and will not return in this lifetime." Seeing Sri Krishna's face so filled with pain, the gopis feared he had become angry. What will happen if he does not return? They wondered. Their own anger subsided and they now speak the present verse. "It was our mistake to carelessly speak those words," they tell him. "Really, you are our friend." They express a variety of moods to make him pleased with them. Na khalu gopīkā-nandano bhavan. Khalu means surely. Gopika-nandan refers to Yashoda Nandan, the son of Yashoda, and bhavan means you, Krishna. The gopis say, "You are certainly not the son of Yashoda." Akhila-dehinām means for all beings, and Antaratmadrik means Paramatma, the Super Soul, the partial expansion of Krishna who is situated in everyone's heart. As the constant witness of everyone's activities, Paramatma awards the consequences of one's good and bad activities, and at the same time, he remains completely neutral. He is not personally entangled in the good or bad results of anyone's activities. Vikhanasarthito vishvaguptaye. Vikhansh refers to Lord Brahma. Artihi means by the prayer, and Vishvaguptaye means for universal protection and welfare. By uttering this phrase, the gopis say, Brahma prayed for the welfare of all the inhabitants of the universe. The gopis' moods constantly change, rising and falling like waves in the ocean. When they address Krishna as Paramatma or as their friend, they are in fact subtly criticizing him. Udayivan Satvatam Kule. Udayivan means arose like the sun. With these words the gopis imply, you've come to this world. Satvatam Kule has two meanings, the Yadu dynasty and the pure devotees. The gopis have both meanings in mind when they say, you've appeared in the dynasty of Satvat. We know that you are the son of Yashoda. They tell Sri Krishna, we have firm belief in that. At the same time, when we perceive your uncommon activities, we tend to accept what Gargacharya, Bhaguri Rishi and Purnamashi have told us about you. You are certainly a friend, but you are not merely the son of Yashoda Gopi. Well, who I am then? Krishna asks. You are the indwelling witness of all souls, the gopis reply. This has been told by the rishis Bhaguri, Garga, Purnamashi and others. As the super soul, you reside perpetually in the hearts of all, where you witness everyone's deepest feelings and desires. You reside in our hearts as well. So, you must know the depths of our sadness and the misery we feel in separation from you. Therefore, do not be upset with us. Kindly be pleased. You tell me that I am Paramatma and that I reside in everyone's heart. Krishna says, if this were true, how could I have come before you? I am here and you are seeing me. The witness within everyone's heart is not seen by anyone. Lord Brahma prayed to you and worshipped you for the protection of the entire world. The gopis reply, you became pleased with his worship and assumed a form for the world's protection, but actually you have no material form. O clever gopis who are expert in rasa, Krishna says, if you know all these profound philosophical truths, that I am the super soul, the witness of all, and he who bestows the result of everyone's fruitive activities, why have you spoken to me with piercing words? O Sakha, or friend, the gopis reply, although you are the super soul, in response to the prayers of Brahma to protect the world, you came here to Vrindävana and made us your sakhis. Having obtained a friend like you, we became so pleased that we sank in an ocean of bliss. The familiarity that comes from such intimate friendship blinded us to your real identity, and that is why we spoke in this way. Please consider that we are also within this universe. Protect us as well. Here, the gopis imply, we are burning in a great conflagration of separation from you. Please come and meet with us. We are your dearly beloveds, and you are aware of our affliction, but you still remain joyful. We've not seen or heard of anyone in this entire world, demigod, man, serpent, animal, or any other creature who can remain happy in the face of his loved one's distress. Rather, he himself will be overwhelmed by distress and try to relieve his loved one of any suffering. It seems that you are different, you witness. Your dear Mosakhi is drowning in agony, but you remain peaceful. For this reason, we think that you cannot possibly be the son of Yashoda, who is renowned for her charitable and liberal nature. When she hears about others being even slightly aggrieved, she finds it intolerable. Her heart melts with compassion just to see a person, animal, or bird unhappy. She tries to console them and remove their misery. She is so soft-hearted that she could not possibly have given birth to one as cruel, harsh, merciless, ill-natured, and corrupt as you. We do not detect one single particle of her virtues in you. All right then, if I am not the son of Yashoda and do not have a particle of her good qualities, who am I? You are the super soul, the indwelling witness in everyone's heart. In what way am I the super soul? Krishna asks. The super soul lives in everyone's heart. The gopis reply, even if someone is dying, bitterly crying and rolling on the ground like a fish flapping on the dry land. He remains detached and neutral, just like a judge. He will not give that person anything to help him, nor will he take anything from him. There is no exchange. Similarly, you remain content and indifferent to others' suffering, even if they are so miserable that they are dying. O crest jewel of all neutral personalities, we now understand that you, the Supersoul, have taken birth in Vraja. But we cannot understand how or why. We've heard from three authorities, Gargacharya, Bhaguri Rishi and Purnamashi, that Brahma prayed to you to appear, but that is all we know. Krishna asks, why did Brahma pray to the Supersoul? And what was his prayer? The gopis reply, if you had manifested your complete self in this world and thus revealed your true identity, everyone would know that you are God and they would perform bhakti to you. Everyone would be liberated from this world and Brahma's entire creation would be in vain. For this reason, Brahma had implored you to appear but to conceal your identity, and because of this you have come in disguise. Now, you've become a thief and a debauchee by mixing with others' wives, and having been well practiced from boyhood, you are also a cheater and a liar. When those who have some faith in God discover this about you, instead of practicing bhakti, they will become atheists. Jarasandha and others are example of this. Jarasandha, Karna and Duryodhan were not demons originally. Jarasandha was previously a righteous person and, like Krishna, was adorned with the noble qualities of honesty, generosity and kindness. Narkasura was also not a demon at first, but by the association of Kalyavan and others he became a demon. All these demons had only two faults. They had no friendship with devotees and they were opposed to Krishna. This makes one a demon. According to 5.18.12 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagvatya kinchana sarvair gunes tatra samasate sura harav abhaktasya kuto mahat guna manorathena asti dhavato bahi. All the demigods and their exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge and renunciation become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service and engaged in material activities has no good qualities. Even if he is adept at the practice of mystic yoga or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he must be driven by his own mental speculations and must engage in the service of the Lord's external energy. How can there be any good qualities in such a man? Devotees have 26 commendable qualities. If a person has 25 of these qualities but is not fully surrendered to Krishna, he is still a demon to some extent. For demons can also possess many wonderful qualities. If someone simply surrenders to Krishna, these other virtuous qualities are bound to come to him sooner or later, and even if they do not come, there is no harm. This one quality alone, full surrender to Krishna, is enough to make one a pure devotee. Just as Lord Narayana told Shankara or Shiva to preach in such a way that atheistic persons would neither know God nor perform bhakti to him. The footnote says, since Shiva is so dear to Sri Krishna, Krishna was able to give him the difficult task of coming to this world as Mayavadi Shankaracharya. At that time, people were worshipping the Supreme Lord to fulfill their selfish purposes, thinking, by your worship of God, He will be pleased with us and satisfy all our worldly desires. Sri Krishna thought, this situation is most dangerous. He called for Lord Shiva and instructed him, Since false devotees will create substantial disturbances, I desire that you keep them far away from me. Create a philosophy that teaches Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. The Absolute is true, this world is false, and preach. All souls are Brahma, the impersonal Absolute, and all are one. You are Brahma. There is no need to worship an external God, for you yourself are the Supreme God. Shiva Tattva, Chapter 1. The gopis say that Brahma prayed to Krishna to appear in this world but keep his identity secret, so that Brahma's material creation would not come to an end. They taunt Krishna by saying, "You have appeared in the dynasty of the Yadus, the dynasty of saintly devotees, or Satvatam Kule, yet you steal others' wives. This is evidence that you have abandoned the qualities belonging to the Supersoul. You have deviated from your own nature." By addressing Sri Krishna as their friend, the gopis actually tease him, for they imply that it is his impiety and immorality, his meeting with other men's wives, that has made him their friend. "So now you are a friend," they say. Someone who is a friend will want to remove his friend's unhappiness somehow or other, but you are not doing anything to remove our painful feelings of separation. You are indifferent to our sufferings. Now we will look at some of the specialities of Srila Jiva Goswami's Sri Vaishnav Toshni. There, Srila Jiva Goswami states that this fourth verse explains the gopis' mood in their glorification of Krishna's extraordinary activities. In verse 3, they told him, "You killed my demons, you lifted Govardhan hill, and you gave salvation to Aghasura." Now, in this fourth verse, they say, "We have therefore decided that you are not an ordinary youth. You are certainly not the son of Yashoda." Srila Jiva Goswami explains that with these words the gopis may appear to be presenting Yashoda as inferior, but this is not their intention. They know her as the crest jewel of their community. They are merely implying that she, like them, is a gopi, the wife of a cowherd man, and therefore she cannot possibly be the mother of such an extraordinary personality as Krishna. Krishna cannot be the son of Yashoda or any other gopi. In his commentary, Srila Jiva Goswami gives some additional insights about the gopis addressing Krishna as Paramatma. They say, "As the Supersoul, you reside perpetually in our hearts. You certainly know all of our difficulties and calamities. There is no need to tell you the extent of our grief, no need to tell you how we are ablaze in the fire of separation from you. So you should certainly protect us." By the words Vikhan Sarthito Vishvaguptaye, they say, Brahma petitioned you to protect the entire world, and we also belong to the world. So Brahma prayed for us as well. You're obliged to protect us. It may seem that when the gopis tell Krishna, "You are the Supersoul," they are speaking in a mood of awe and reverence, or Aishwarya Bhav, and that they believe it. But this is not so. They are simply repeating the utterance of the others. It is not their own idea. Whenever they refer to Krishna as the son of Devaki or Vasudev, or as Brahman, Paramatma, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as they did in Brahmar Geet in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:47, they are only repeating the words of others. They personally know him as the son of Yashoda and nothing more. Moreover, they only speak like this in the sorrow of separation from him, not when they are feeling happy and satisfied. None of the inhabitants of Vraja speak like this unless they are grieving. For example, Nand Baba spoke like this when Uddhav came to Vraja. He did not believe that his son was God. Rather, he told Uddhav with sarcasm, "You say that my boy is God? He is God? If he is really God, he should try to give us salvation or some other boon. If in fact he is God, may he be pleased with us. In speaking these words, Nanda Baba's mood is similar to that of the gopis. It is essential to know the distinction between Aishwarya, meaning the worship of Sri Krishna's opulent manifestation in a mood of awe and reverence, and Madhurya, intimate loving service to his sweet human-like form. The Lord's pastimes in Vraja are always human-like or narvat, whether they display opulence or not. This is the criteria of Madhurya. On the other hand, whether or not there is a display of opulence, when his pastimes are beyond the limit of Narlila, then they are called Aishwarya. The abounding opulence displayed by Krishna in his Madhurya pastimes in Vraja does not even slightly impede the sweetness and intimacy of those pastimes, because the residents of Vraja are always without a tinge of awe and reverence towards him. In the eyes of the gopis, Sri Yashoda, his friends, and all other Vrajvasis, he is an ordinary cowherd boy. Although all the Vrajvasis saw him lift Giriraj Govardhan with only one finger, not one of them thought for a moment that he was God. Instead, they thought, Narayan has come and lifted the mountain. They could not imagine that he had personally performed this feat. The cowherd boys held their sticks upright under the base of Giriraj Govardhan and considered that they themselves were lifting him. There is far more Aishwarya in Vrindävana than in Vaikuntha or Dwarika. But in Vrindävana, all Aishwarya is covered by Madhurya. For example, when Shri Krishna killed Aghasura, it was not an insignificant act. That pastime contained much Aishwarya. Still, the Vrajvasis did not think Krishna to be God. They simply thought, Narayan has performed this deed. Srila Jiva Gosvami gives an additional explanation of khalu, certainly in the first line of this verse. Na khalu gopīkā-nandano. The gopis say, you are certainly the son of Yashoda, and yet at the same time you are Paramatma. How is this possible? Brahma has prayed to you, Paramatma, and you have therefore appeared in this world in the form of Yashoda's son. He prayed to you to come and keep the world safe and nourished. You are also in this world, so you should protect and nourish us as well. There is another speciality in Srila Jiva Goswami's commentary, wherein he discusses the word na or not. He explains that na, which is seen only in the beginning of the first line, may be applied to all 4 lines as follows. Na khalu gopīkā-nandano. You are not the son of Yashoda. Na acharyas antaratmadrik. You are not the indwelling supersoul of all living entities. Na vikhansarthito vishvaguptaye. Brahma has not prayed to you to protect the universe. Na udaivan satpatam kule. You could not have come in the dynasty of devotees. With na common to all 4 lines, each line can be explained in this way. Na khalu gopīkā-nandano. You are not the son of Yashoda, but the indwelling witness in the hearts of all entities. This is evident in your cruelty and heartlessness. Na acharyas antaratmadrik. Actually, you are not Paramatma. Paramatma knows everyone's happiness and distress, but you do not know the extent of the pain in our hearts. Na vikhansarthito vishvaguptaye. It cannot be true that Brahma prayed to you to come and protect this universe. If you had come in response to his prayer, you would actually protect everyone, including us. Na udaivan satvatam kule. You could not have appeared in the dynasty of devotees. Why do we say this? Because we see that you have none of the qualities of a devotee.